Hi everyone, welcome to Dave's Bonsai. On today's episode, let the bonsai pot tank binge watching commence. Before I can consider putting any rocks on this structure, after the side pots go in, we have to put a little protection on the main pot. So let's poly this thing up. As much as I would love to set up some rocks and take a peek at this bonsai pot fish tank, I have to put the epoxy on first. So some polyurethane. I'll need to put a couple of coats of the polyurethane on there so we get a nice shiny protective coating. For the rare times in the summertime, if I have this out on the deck, it might be kind of fun to see the fish tank and the trees outside. But most of the time this will be something that's kept indoors, just because of the delicacy of how big it's going to be, how heavy it's going to be, and I won't be able to transport it super easy once everything's together. Right now it's probably 20 pounds, 25 pounds, and there's no water in there, there's no rocks. This thing's going to be 50 to 75 pounds. With 3 gallons of water, that'll be 24 pounds. It's about 24 or 5 right now, I think. So we're gonna have about a 50 to 75 pound pot that I'll be able to lift, but not without spilling a ton of water probably and disrupting the fish. So a couple coats of the polyurethane to smooth out and polish up the gray slate, the slate gray stain on the front and sides of the pot, the main wood structure of the pot. And then everything else up top is going to be all kinds of sealant and the plexiglass and the rocks, some bonsai trees, and a few fish swimming around in between eventually when everything gets there. The pot is starting to take shape. It's got the nice soft little sheen to it, which is nice. We got 3 coats of the poly on there. I might even be able to put one final coat on there when all is said and done. But we have to secure the side pots, the left and the right, with the pond liner and those PVC pipe tubes at the right level for the proper drainage. So we have to tackle that today. So let's look at the progress of getting those 2 side pieces on there. I flex sealed this on yesterday just so it keeps its place a little bit. It's not perfectly sealed. I went ahead and I put some slits in here where the tube fits down, and I made a little forceful push down to the other one, and then I marked where I have to cut it. So now I have to find my saw, and we'll try to cut this off as straight as possible for our first tube. Since the tubes should be the same size, I'll go ahead and measure the next one, the same size, and cut that one. And the last one I will cut to size. Now as I shove this one in, I gotta guess where the other one is. There we go. And it fits right there. Don't want to go down any further. We'll put the next one down there. Third one. So there's a better angle. We have the pond liner that's coming from underneath, wrapped around here and glued to the back side here. And we cut the tubes to the right size. and they're holding now at the bottom of the tank with those wires we put on in the last stage, and this is where the water will drain out. Now I will put a little bit of tape on here, or I'll put a little bit, I'll stuff a little cotton ball in there or something, and I'll flex seal this so there's a nice tight seal there, and then I'll take the cotton ball out, and then we'll be able to have 3 holes that go right down to the bottom, and then everything is going to go straight to the bottom and fall right out. So real quickly, as I lift this up, there's the bottom. I got a little bit of bend here, so I'm going to bend the wire, and then the wires right here are holding the 3 plastic parts in, and I can adjust those as needed because it's Bonsai wire and not anything stiffer. And that's holding that in there just fine. So we will put a little bit of cotton in there, or steel wool or something, spray that down, and that'll be good to go. So the next thing I'll have to do with this particular section is see if I can take my metal clamps that I made and secure these on here. So when this is on the way it's supposed to be on, something in my mouth there, these will sit right here flat. So I'll go ahead and put a couple of screws in there, and that first one will be secure. So the first one I'll do is I'll secure this right into the ground. And then secure that one there. And then our last one we'll secure right here. And this is bendable aluminum, so I'm able to put this where I want it. And now this side, is securely on there enough until we get rocks on here for the other portion. If I get the glass here now, put that in place. So there we have our right wall. The glass is right here. This is all secured in right here. And remember, we'll have one more pond liner that goes on the bottom here, and it'll cover all this up. So I will flex seal this to get rid of these sharp edges. I'll flex seal it so it's nice and soft, and we won't create any potential leaks for the pond to leak, the fish tank here. So from the bottom, we can see this is doing its job and is going to hold these tubes real nice. Here, the remaining tubes that I have left are about 1 inch too short. So I have to move this up about 1 inch. So because this is bonsai wire, and I put it in with just a little bend, I could take this out. Just like that. Be careful not to yank it completely off and bend these. So because I can't get in here reach to put in new drill holes here. These are drilled on from the other side, remember. So I have to make sure that this can kind of go into an angle like this and sit like that, and then block the piping. So I need more wire. I need a longer wire than what I have. So we're going to go ahead and get a longer section, probably twice as long as I think I need, and then we can construct it as we feel we need fit. So we're going to measure this. So there's our square. And if we put that in like that, about an inch in, we have our new square. So I'm going to have to put this side in first, go all the way down to the bottom, and then I'll finagle this as best I can, and we'll go up to the top here, and then twist this around. So as I pull this tight, I'm bending the wire a little too much here now, so I can position this any way I want, and I could put a staple in here to hold it down. And I have what amounts to a new position. So now we've inset this there, and I think what I'll do is I'll get some gaff tape, and I'll put some gaff tape on there to hold it as still as possible. And now those two will stop the other pipes. So I'm going to go get my gaff tape. So the electrical tape, known as gaffer's tape, is for movie sets. And it's a really nice tape that does not get everything all gunky. And I'll never take this off, but that's going to hold up real nice. And it won't get anything all gunky if I was worried about that, which I'm not. I just want it to stay on this piece of wood and keep this thing from spinning around. So it's a really good sticky tape. It's like a duct tape, but just a lot better. It's a lot more expensive, but it really does a nice job. And now this won't wiggle right here and there. So when we go ahead and reset this up, and we get phase 2 up here, here and here, where this will come over here and here, we have to see if this is going to work now. And it stopped right there. So it's a little too tall, so we'll cut a little bit off on that one. And a little bit off on that one, so you can see they're just a little bit too high. So we'll get our pencil marks. And we know we need to cut that much off. Now I'm going to measure that and cut the other side, because that's the flat side and I want that side to be good. So we're going to cut exactly a 1/4 inch off on this side, which is right at the end of those markings. So I'm going to cut that one. And that's close enough there. And there we go. Okay, So those two are the pipes going there, so we just have to go ahead and secure this. Now, I flex sealed this side. It didn't stay in a lot of places, but it stayed in a fair amount. But if I go ahead and get this where this is supposed to be and attach my other two attachments here, we'll put those in place. Okay. I want the other one to go into that bottom piece. And we'll put one more on the bottom here. Now that's fairly secure on that side. We'll get that one in there. So we have a little extra lining on this side. Just on the tip there. And go ahead and cut that off. If we bring this nice and tight, we will flex seal this right here. So we'll bring this down to the ground and spray some Flex Seal on there. I went ahead and put some Flex Seal down here with the tubes where the holes are. Put some paper towel in there, sprayed it real quick, pulled the paper towel out, and now we have seal all around the little PVC piping. This one's been attached, and we're going to go ahead and let that dry and make sure it's ready for the next phase. I didn't get staples up here though. There we go. So that'll be there. And then we'll get a piece of pond liner in here, plexiglass up here, plexiglass there, and we'll be good to go. I'm beginning to think that Bonsai wire is kind of like duct tape. If you need it fixed, the wire might be a good alternative to whatever else you might be using. And wire did really nice in holding those PVC pipes in. So they're nice and snug. I really like how the pond liner wrapped around. Now it's got the underneath side and around, so the PVC pipe could go through 2 layers of that. It's keeping it nice and snug. I'm not worried about that moving too much. And there's not a lot of real heavy force on the Bonsai wire underneath, so it's gonna hold it just fine. And the gaffer tape, great trick too if you need to go to like the Guitar Center where I get my guitar strings and guitar stuff, music centers. They have gaff tape there. It's pretty expensive though, but good stuff. A great tip for some household projects, especially if you want to hold things down and you have to rip it up. You don't want any of that gummy stuff later on. It's great for that stuff as well. Thanks everyone for watching all the episodes on the pot tank. There is certainly a whole lot more to come. In the meantime, take care of you, take care of your bonsai, and we'll catch you very, very soon.